אדוני השר, אני רוצה להגיד שאני מאוד מאוד שמח לחיות פה היום. אני מרגיש ממש ממש כמו בבית, ואני רוצה
בגלל שאתה בבית.
כן, זה נכון. ואני רוצה להגיד לכל האזרחים של המדינה הזאת, שיש לכם חברים אמיתיים וגדולים בסרביה. יחסים בין עם הסרבי ועם היהודי מאוד מאוד חזקים, ואני חושב שהפגישה הזאת אומרת שאנחנו רוצים לעבוד אפילו יותר להתקדם את היחסים בין סרביה וארץ ישראל. אנחנו עומדים איתכם בזמן הקשה הזאת, ואנחנו נמשיך לעמוד כמו שעמדנו בכל השנים מאז שהמדינה הזאת התחילה להיות. ואני מאוד מאוד שמח באופן אישי להיות פה. Mr. Minister, dear colleagues, dear friends, I'm very pleased that I have the opportunity to be welcomed and hosted here by you, and I want to convey you the best wishes of the people of Serbia, of the government of Serbia, of the president of Serbia, and to say that we are honored to be standing in Jerusalem with you and discussing the relations between Serbia and Israel as we are working to advance our relationship, which is already very strong. And I want to say that Serbia has a good story to tell in this period. We are a country that has advanced economically very significantly. We spoke during our meeting about cooperation in innovation in the technology sphere. Serbia is at the forefront of the economic growth in Southeastern Europe with a growth rate of above 4%, with a sprawling IT and software industry. Belgrade has become a hub for many high-tech companies from the United States, from elsewhere in Europe, and we want to partner with you in forging our future in this sphere. I believe that in the economic sphere there is so much we can do. Serbia has had and still has a historic Jewish community which is an incredibly valuable part and segment of our society. And I'm proud to say that upon the initiative of President Vučić, Serbia was the first country in Europe to adopt a law on restitution of heirless Jewish property in the world, the first country to do so, and has delivered on that. We will continue to do everything to jointly commemorate in this very important year in which we mark the 80th anniversary of the defeat of Nazism and fascism, to commemorate the Holocaust, to commemorate all the victims of this totalitarian ideology, but also to make sure that ground is laid for the new generations to be aware, so that mistakes from the past are not repeated, and so that we jointly tackle the challenges of anti-Semitism, which is unfortunately in our times present in Europe and elsewhere. You can count on Serbia 100% on these issues and more. Dear Mr. Minister, Serbia wants to see the growth and prosperity of Israel, and we want to see Israel present at the Expo exhibition, and I want to thank you for agreeing to be present at the Expo exhibition, where your country will be able to showcase all the accomplishments to Europe and the world. And Belgrade will be a meeting place for countries from various meridians, various continents, and we are investing upwards of $17 billion in this project and invite you to be a part of it. We encourage the further influx of Israeli investments. Now, very importantly, I want to say that we discussed today our cooperation in the sphere of enhancing people-to-people exchange. And we want to see the resumption of visits by tourists Serbian tourists to Israel, Israeli tourists to Serbia. We will be acknowledging the recent developments and the truce that has been accomplished here on our website, so to reassure people that they can safely visit Israel. And I invite Serbian tourists to visit Israel. I invite Israeli tourists to visit Belgrade. Belgrade is a beautiful city sitting on two big European rivers with 2 million people. Recently, a number of restaurants have been awarded the Michelin star, and there are many Jewish and other monuments to see. So I invite you, you will all be warmly received and treated. I also use the opportunity to inform the minister and our Israeli colleagues of the suffering and the plight of the Serbian people in Kosovo, who have faced hardship and persecution, and inform the minister about our ambition to, in a constructive way, keep maintaining stability in our region, which is essential for the safety of Europe. We also discussed the situation in the Middle East. As I mentioned, Serbia stands and supports the people of Israel and has supported it in the wake of the multiple attacks that happened. And I want to use this opportunity to say that we are particularly sensitive to the hostage situation, as there are still many people who are being held in captivity by Hamas. And one of them, Alon Oel is an Israeli Serbian citizen who was kidnapped when he was only 22 years old. He was not a military person. He was not armed. He's a pianist. He has never done anything to harm a single living being. His family is from Novi Sad, from Serbia. He has endured tremendous suffering and has been for 500 days kept in a dungeon. And I want to make a plea, an appeal to all those who can help to release Alon and all the other hostages so that they can return to their homes, so that they can return to their families. And we will not stop until we make sure that our Alon is home and safe. And again, I will talk to anyone, plea anyone I can in this world to get this innocent boy back home. I apologize for being a little bit emotional on this topic, but this is really a humanitarian issue because Alon has been injured badly, both in his eye and otherwise has been malnourished, has suffered from very harsh conditions, and it's an urgent humanitarian matter. So I want to also thank you, Minister, for all of the efforts you're doing and the government is doing to free all the hostages. I think it's extremely important for us to work on the economic front, and President Vučić has a vision of creating an ecosystem in which our economies will bond strongly, both in the field of innovation, but also in other industries where we believe that Serbia and Israel can present a strong case together, both here and in third markets. We discussed during our meeting today about the prospect of having a very serious trade delegation from Serbia to visit Israel, because this is the most vibrant market in this area. And I'm positive that we will soon capitalize on the great potential that exists and which is very much backed by the determination of both governments to see an additional upsurge. Of course, if you look at the statistics, you will see that our numbers are going up already. Even when it comes to tourism, the growth has been more than 30% last year, but we want to do much more. And we will do much more, you can rest assured. I'm very much looking forward to hosting my dear friend, Mr. Sar in Belgrade, and other ministers from the Israeli government. And this will be happening this year.